morning, everybody. Welcome to Total Fitness. Wednesday. Today's routine is called the Duel. We have dual EMONs, 2 exercises, a few rounds of each. You'll need a kettlebell or 2. Bit of variety if you have it, but hopefully you can get by with what you have. Right, let's get warmed up first, and then we'll go through the details. Right. Okay, coming on the spot then. Get nice and loose. Loosen the shoulders. Give your chest a stretch. Rotation. And then we're going to go around again. Drop the elbow. Rotate. Switch. Foot in next to the hand. Or as close as you can get. on. So every minute on the minute, 8 minutes, 2 exercises, swap in between each. Okay? So, your first combination, you've got minute 1, minute 2, and we repeat it 4 times, essentially. So, yeah, tough combo straight off the bat here, purely because your first exercise is 12 thrusters. Okay? You can swap sides each round for your thrusters. Okay, so round 1, whichever side you want to start with. Rack position, hand on the chin, nice deep squat, press at the top, 12 reps. Okay? Thrusters, very, very demanding. Really tough exercise. Remember, knees out, engage the glutes, they go over the toes and you sit down into that gap. Brace your core. Think about going underwater, take a breath in. Breathe out at the top. So you don't breathe underwater, yeah? The water's here. Okay, think about that, you brace your core then. It does help keeping a nice upright spine. Okay, 12 of them. The rest of the minute is your rest. Minute 2 then, you're going to go 20. Single arm staggered row, 1 step back. Hinge, rest on the front leg. And then you can row 20 reps from on there. Okay, get a good lat contraction. So remember, good lat contraction will be elbow up and back. Okay, so not just up, think push it back as well. And you get real good activation in the lats then. Okay, so those two, just swapping between each minute for 8 minutes. Okay, right, can you set this timer there? Two exercises, 4 rounds. Alright then, get ready. 12 thrusters to kick off there. Good morning. Right.
Don't make it better for you.
Combination, we're doing combinations of 2 exercises, EMOMs every minute on the minute. Okay, swapping between the 2 for 8 minutes. Okay, here's our next combination. If you've got a kettlebell, why not join in? Or like and subscribe, you can join us whenever you're ready. We're here every morning this time. Right, next combo then. Goblet squat to alt rear lunge. Is number 1, 10 reps. Okay, very leggy this first one, so goblet squat, rear lunge, goblet squat, rear lunge to the side, 10 reps total. Okay, number 2, bodyweight exercise. So I'm going to do a hand walk to a triple press up. Now I'm going to be going to hit 15 reps. So that's 5 times up and down like this. There, hands down. 1, 2, 3. Walk back. Walk back down. And I'm trying to hit 15 push-ups. I'll go quite faster then. So if you want to adjust it, and maybe you go for 12, that'll be 4 times up and down. Or maybe even 9. That's 3 times, a lot, especially if you're a beginner. So you can make a choice there how many times you walk down. Okay, but it's 3 press-ups every time. Remember your press-ups, engage, and pull the shoulders down, and that's where you need to be for your press-up. Not like this. If your shoulders are loose, okay, you'll never master a press-up properly. You want to be this nice arrowhead shape. If that means dropping to your knees for the push-up part, so be it. Just drop to the knees for the press-ups, and then get back up off your knees for the hand walk. Right, okay, let's do it. Here we go then. 10 of this one. Then anywhere between 9 and 15 press-ups of that second press. Right, here we go. 3, 2, Your next one is, right, well, choice on the reps here, and on what you do. You've got deck squats and lunge, 8 reps will be your advanced number. Okay? Do 6 reps, maybe even 4. And if you really struggle with it, I'll show you a bit what one is. It's very much mobility as well as strength. If you struggle with the deck squat, you can just split it into 2 and do 8 power sit-ups and then 8 lunges. Okay? So number 1, you'll need a mat, soft surface, there, generate a bit of power, plant the feet up. If you don't want to do a jump, you can go straight to your lunge. There, there. Back, okay, 8 reps or fewer reps or 8 sit-ups, do a power sit-up, touch the floor, reach your feet, then get up and do 8 lunges separately. That's entirely feasible. Second exercise is 20 reps of a mid-pull. Now a mid-pull, you're starting off like a swing, but as it comes up, as the thumb comes up, you're going to turn it from out slightly. As it comes to sort of upper arm, lower chest level, you're going to do like a quick row and then push it back through your hips. Takes a bit of control, that's why it's really good. It's all about kettlebell control. You'll find your non-dominant side much tougher to do. What are you doing then? Just through the hips, through the thigh, and pull. pull. So whereas you've got a high pull, it's a mid pull. You're pulling to the lower chest, and your elbow stays low with your lats engaged, as opposed to your high pull when you're up there. Mid pull, okay? Through, pull, through, pull. This should come through nice and natural. So you're not bodybuilding, so you don't end up doing this sort of and trying to sort of muscle it up. It's all just about power. Pull. So you see the bottom of the kettlebell. Okay, and push it through. Swap sides each round. So we're going to do 2 sets on each of these sides, okay? How many? 20 there. So somewhere between 4 and 8 reps for the first one, or split it into 2 exercises, and then 20 reps of your mid pull. And then our last combination when we come to it, it's all that core, good little combo. Right, okay. Right. Final set. Okay? Just nothing. It's the rotation of the spine that's important. So by coming down low, keeping your elbow in line with the body, you're going to get much more, ab activation, core activation. Okay, it's a great little exercise. Not done enough really. So 20 on that side and then swap sides each round again. Okay? 10 on the first one, 20 on the second. And then we've got our final challenge for Sanctuary. Okay, ready? 10, overhead, sit up. 3.
Deep
this time, it's burpees and plank. Right, the bell's going to go every 25 seconds times 10. So we're doing 10 sets now. Now, in every set, you're going to do a set number of burpees, okay? Now, bear in mind, whatever number you choose, times it by 10, that's how many you're going to be doing in total. Okay? So I'm going to go fit 5. Yes, I am doing 50. It's not a long space of time either. Okay? So I do 5 in that 25 seconds to reach your sanctuary, which is your plank. Okay, so you're there, and you hold your plank till the bell goes again, and then off you go. You do your next set 5. Okay? Now I'm not suggesting you do 5 because you end up, if you're not careful, you're just running into the next set and you never ever get a rest. You don't want to do that. So, depending on your burpee ability, make your selection. 5 if you can bounce off the floor consistently for that amount of time. 4 if you're getting there. 3 is a good. It will still be really, really tough. I'd say 3 is still, quite advanced. 2, you'll know about it. Okay? Ultimately, if you do 1, it doesn't matter. Okay? It does get, because it's so quick. Okay? So, you ready then? Every time that bell goes, you do your selected number into the plank. You're never resting as such. Okay? It'll soon be over. Keep telling yourself that. That's how you'll get through it. Okay? Nothing is permanent. You know what the Buddha said? That matters here. Okay, right. Back, by the way, right here. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Well done. You staked it in. Well done. Total mobility. Coming right up. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. Join us for half an hour stretch in a minute. Or tomorrow. I'll see you then. All right.